What is going on, Trash Talkers? We're back with another episode for you. In today's video, we're going to give you our draft profile and analysis for quarterback Sam Howell in the 2022 NFL Draft. All that and much more coming your way right now! All right, Nick, as we grow closer and closer to the 2022 NFL Draft, we see some of the best talent being reviewed, and we have gone through a lot of great players, but now we have to focus on some of the ones that some of you may not know about, and this being quarterback Sam Howell, the quarterback coming out of North Carolina. This guy stands at 6'1", 220 pounds. He is PFF's ranked #1 quarterback in this draft class, and Nick, I know you do not agree with that whatsoever, and we'll get into that in a little bit. Your pro comparison for Sam Howell is Jimmy Garoppolo. I tend to agree with that, but I'm going to go Baker Mayfield. I think that Sam Howell looks a little bit more like Baker, especially in his playing style, and I believe that he has a lot of the raw skill set that we see from Baker. When you take a look at Howell's career stats, though, he played for 3 years at the University of North Carolina for the Tar Heels. He started 37 games. He had a completion percentage of 63.8%. Not good at all. Very low, especially playing in the ACC. When you're looking at his yardage, though, 10,283 yards over those 3 seasons. 92 touchdowns. Very high touchdowns. 23 interceptions. Also pretty high for that number. So, Nick, why don't you tell us a little bit about the strengths and weaknesses that we can find with Sam Howell?
Yeah, well, Sam Howell's got some really strong strengths, and it's when you look at the short and intermediate pass game for Sam Howell. When you look at that, he's got a rocket arm that he loves throwing to the sidelines, and he's got a quick release. So when you look at those 5-yard, 10-yard outs, what you see a lot in the NFL, he's going to produce that at a very high level, very accurate in that aspect. And when you look at his other throws in short and intermediate ranges, he has very high success, very accurate, very quick release, a lot of power behind those throws. And so that's where you can really rely upon Sam Howell to be a solid quarterback. But when you need him to go deep, when you need him to stretch the field, and when you need him to work under pressure in the pocket, these are all areas where he struggles. He does not handle pressure very well. He does not handle a collapsing pocket very well. It seems like everything that he knows about football, his entire football IQ, gets thrown out the window, and he forgets how to play. And that's where you see him make a lot of mistakes. He throws off his back foot. He's not throwing with his planted feet. He's not looking through his reads. He's not looking for the wide open guy. He's just looking for a play to be made, and that's where you see a lot of mistakes. Just like Jimmy Garoppolo, just like Baker Mayfield, they struggle with these issues, and Sam Howell, just like them, is not going to be a clutch quarterback. So when you need him to make a play, this is not the guy. He's going to make a mistake. And these are all reasons why I believe he is not a franchise quarterback. He's going to have to be in a system where they can really look to develop him and improve upon his game, because as it stands right now, he is not a day one starter.
Yeah, I would say that most of the quarterbacks in this draft class are not day one starters. Maybe Kenny Pickett would be the outlier here, but outside of that, Sam Howell just seems to be part of a very poor quarterback draft class, especially coming out into the draft. I think he could utilize some more time in college and working on his game, but he is PFF's ranked #1 quarterback. You got to go when it's your time, and I think that at this point, he's got to show what he can do. When we take a look at some potential teams, though, we start off with the Carolina Panthers. They need a quarterback. They need a guy who can come in and really work with this team. Sam Howell can develop a rapport with DJ Moore and CMC. They can get this thing going. They have to learn how to protect him, though. I think that's the Panthers' biggest issue right now. Sam Howell would be great for this team, but not in the first round.
Another team to look at, the Atlanta Falcons. Matt Ryan's only got a couple of years, and Sam Howell has enough time to now learn under Matt Ryan and get ready to take over as the starting quarterback for the Falcons. But they've got a major issue with this offensive line. He does not handle a collapsing pocket well, and we saw that pocket collapse a ton last season. So if he's going to work in this offense, they've got to get him some protection.
Our third team that we're going to talk about here are the New Orleans Saints. The Saints obviously have some quarterback needs with Jameis Winston not returning to this team. Taysom Hill cannot be the guy that leads this team to the playoffs, let alone a title. So at this point, Sam Howell would be the quarterback of the future. And I think the Saints know a little something about shorter quarterbacks who are great with short and intermediate throws. I really feel like Sam Howell would be developed well. The problem is that Sean Payton is no longer with this team, so I'm not exactly sure how this offense would look with Sam Howell and no Sean Payton.
And finally, the Pittsburgh Steelers, they need to replace Big Ben, and they don't have the best offensive line, but they've got a ton of weapons. Deontay Johnson, Chase Claypool, and you've got Najee Harris in the backfield. Sam Howell didn't have anywhere close to these weapons in college, so you can only imagine how he would be able to improve at the next level. They just need to work on getting him that protection up front if he's going to be successful.
Absolutely. All of these teams need a quarterback. And the biggest thing is that they need a quarterback now. Sam Howell is not a day one starter, so it'll be interesting to see how they can supplement with some of the veteran talent that is available on the market. All right, well, I want to hear from you guys. Let us know in the comments down below where you want to see Sam Howell play and which team you think would be best served with Sam Howell under center. All right, well, that's going to be all for now. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell. We go live every single day. That'll be all. Peace and love.